This is one of Ariane and I's favorite campgrounds. If you cannot find something to do in one of these campgrounds, you're not trying hard enough, and it really offers a diverse experience. If you're an RVer with big rigs, or you are a car camper, tent camper, truck camper, small rig camper, it has it all for you. So we're going to talk about our top 3 favorite places to come in northern Georgia for the summer.
Hey guys, this is Ariane and Scott from this Nomadic Idea.
Our idea, of course, is to travel across the country in a 1976 vintage Airstream and be free. So today we are at Tallulah River Campground in northern Georgia. It's really right outside of Clayton, Georgia, in the Chattahoochee National Forest. What makes this campground so unique is that you really get a kind of a 3-in-1. You've got Tallulah River, you have Tate Branch, and you have Sandy Bottom campgrounds all within 10 miles of each other, right on the same road. So the size of the lots here at Tallulah River, the National Forest website says they're 10 by 93. So you're probably pretty good with length. Some of the backups are a little bit narrow, but once you get back there, they're pretty wide and they're pretty big. So you can have everything from motorhomes back here to fifth wheels to our 28-foot Airstream Argosy. It's very unique. It's a small campground. They don't have a lot of sites, so you better get here early if you want a site. If you're not here by Thursday, you're probably SOL for the rest of the weekend. So each of the campgrounds do have bathrooms. Tallulah River has probably the nicer bathrooms. They're just vault toilets. There's no water service except out of a spigot that you can use. They've got bare vaults for garbage cans because there is bear activity out here. But there's really no amenities. There's no hookups. So you're gonna have to bring, either gonna have to rely on solar, which is gonna be tough because you're in the shade, or you're gonna have to bring a generator. Now that's the disadvantage to camping in a national forest. You're not gonna get a lot of sun probably. But if you have a generator and you just need to charge your batteries, good enough. Bear country.
Yep, supposedly.
Bear country.
What I love most about summer camping is camping right on a river. The Tallulah River actually connects to all 3 of these campgrounds, but we are on right off of the river, and it's absolutely wonderful in this heat to be able to cool both ourselves off as well as the dogs and children. What's most special about this campground that you don't necessarily get at the other 2 is that the depth of this river has little pockets for swimming, and it's deep enough to really cool off, do a dive bomb in there, and just swim. And then there's also areas of really shallow, pebbly areas for the dogs to play in if they're not swimmers. And so you kind of have the best worlds here. You can tube. There are several campers here that have inner tubes and are just floating down the river, walking back up and floating back down. So it really is an ideal place for summer camping.
So Tallulah River Campground, it's about $15 a night unless you have a National Forest Pass or a National Park Pass. Then it's $7.50 a night, which in my book is pretty decent to have the Tallulah River right next to your campground. The sites are pretty big, again, 10 by 93. They have 3 pull-throughs. Two of them are pretty nice. One of them is the rest you're backing in. So if you're feeling a little frisky and you want to leave pavement with your camper or your RV, Tate Branch is the next campground right down the road, and it is gravel. It's not a bad forest road. It's doable, and Tate brings you down a little bit of a lower elevation, closer to the river, and there's a lot of different pull out areas that you can just park your car and jump right in the river, even if you're not camping, even if you want to just cool off. Tate does have bathrooms. It's all gravel though. It is not paved like Tallulah River is, and you're gonna have to work a little bit harder to get down there. I won't say that it's big enough to bring a fifth wheel by any stretch of the imagination. The campsite's a little bit smaller, the road's a little bit narrower, but they do have bathrooms and they do have water down there. I think what makes Tate Branch a little bit special is that it's close enough to Tallulah River, where if Tallulah River is just crowded for the weekend and all you're doing is car camping or tent camping, or if you're just van lifing it, Tate is a great little smaller campground to go as kind of an overflow for the Tallulah River campground. Now, if you're feeling even more friskier and you want to go past Tallulah River campground, you want to go past Tate Branch campground, then you go to Sandy Bottom. Now, why do they call it Sandy Bottom? Because you're much lower in elevation and you can just walk right into the river. In fact, Sandy Bottom's flooded a few times in Georgia's history because the Tallulah River is right there at the base. So what makes Sandy Bottoms a great place, you can still bring small campers down there. Again, it's all gravel, so you're gonna have to watch for it's just a regular old forest road with holes in it and bumps, and some of the bridges are thin and narrow. Only one vehicle at a time can go across the bridge. But the benefit of Sandy Bottom is that if Tallulah River is packed and you get down to Tate Branch and that's packed, you have one more campground to go to before you say, we're not camping this weekend. I did see some smaller campers down at Sandy Bottom. Someone's always crazy enough to bring a big camper down there. And yes, but I would not bring anything longer than 20 to 25 feet, I think, is your max there. The campsites start getting pretty small, and the road definitely is narrow. To get into Sandy Bottom is that it is a hairpin turn to actually get into the campground. So choose wisely, do your research. All three of them are on the Chattahoochee National Forest website, so you can go there to get more information about that. But if you are looking for 3 different campgrounds or within 10 miles of each other, and you want to cool off on a hot summer Georgia day, there's no better place to come than Tallulah River, Tate Branch, or Sandy Bottom campground in the National Forest. So getting here, if you're coming to Clayton, that seems to be kind of like the one main entrance to come into. It's off of Highway 76. Outside of Clayton, Georgia, you just take 76 all the way to Persimmon Road, all the way to Tallulah or Forest Road 70. It's pretty easy to get here. Don't do what Ariane and I did and take the worst downhill switchback road we've ever been on, pulling the Airstream. Don't do that one. Just stay on 76. In 0.02 miles, the road gets a little curvy. So we're getting ready to leave for our next campground to do further tests. This time we're going to be on full hookups, which will be kind of nice, and we'll see how that goes. We'll see you later.